Hello, everybody. Ladies, hello, guys, hello, dudes, hello, girls. Hello, everybody. People of all ages. Sorry about that. But anyways, welcome here to the Sports Talk Network channel. Welcome here to a Monday Night Raw review that was in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. So that was pretty cool. I know my friend Monty's Corner was there live, and he will also be live for SmackDown Live tomorrow night. And then I will be live on his channel to Google Hangouts, his podcast on Saturday. So we'll be doing predictions for WWE Backlash over there. I still will be doing predictions with my team and my people here on this channel on Thursday, and Steve's wrestling a Rambo. But I'll be doing and going over to his channel on Saturday. I'll be a part of his podcast with it's been neat there. So looking forward to that for sure. And I'm sure he did. I'm sure he had a great time at the show tonight for Raw, and then tomorrow night for SmackDown Live. Though Raw could, like always, could have been better. 3 hours, tough segments in the middle, meaning tough segments to get through, at least for me. But it started and ended pretty well. As usual, Raw's do. The middle's questionable, but the beginning and then the most Raws, at least to me, are pretty awesome, actually. I'll put my Twitter poll up after this episode podcast. This is going to be a quick video, but just want to talk about Raw and just my thoughts and review of it. We'll talk about it more in depth, hopefully, on Thursday, or maybe not. We'll see. But anyways, we start off, and we're welcome to there in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, with Roman Reigns. Whose theme song plays first is Roman Reigns, and him coming out there talking about the Universal Championship, saying, like, well, you've seen the footage, you saw the tweet from the referee himself, so that means you're looking at the real man's man. No, I mean real Universal Champion there, as he's Roman Reigns. But not so fast. I mean, Samoa Joe gets a promo on Titantron talking about how he's going to defeat him at Backlash and blah blah blah, whatever. Even though it's two great wrestlers in a match, I actually could care less about the match because there's no title really on the line. And yes, not all matches in a pay-per-view are title matches, first off, and not all good or great matches of a pay-per-view of the year or of a decade or whatever are actual championship matches. Right? There are matches, whether NXT, SmackDown, Live, Raw, or otherwise, that have their matches of the year, matches of the show, matches of the century, matches of whatever that aren't championship matches, but most of them are for sad reason. There's usually a championship involved if they are match of the night, match of the year, but not all the time. But my point being is Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns are going to kick butt and have a good match, but heading into it, I could care less about it because Seth is not involved, because of how everything happened at Greatest Royal Rumble and other aspects of it. At least to me, I'm still gonna watch it. I'm still gonna enjoy it, but let's just say I'm not live reacting to it. I would have if the Universal title was on the line. If Roman would have won at the Greatest Royal Rumble in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, but that was not the case. So we move on because again, it is just truly television that we love. That is WWE sports entertainment. And speaking of entertainment, I love being entertained and enjoying Jinder Mahal. Hashtag Raw is Mahal. So Jinder Mahal coming out there in person, because of course Samoa Joe can't. I mean, technically he could, but can't in the sense of brand split, brand extension, keeping that alive and well, as long as WWE feels like keeping that still going. Anyways, won't get into that kind of worms talking about that. Don't want to ramble about another subject, but keep it on, moving on, reviewing here Monday Night Raw. Jinder Mahal coming out there, cutting a promo on Roman Reigns, going back and forth there. And then we get Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, the Canada boys. They're the rousing eruption of ovation of positivity there for those two by their home country of Canada. So that was pretty cool for those two. And, they're all, and a main event match is announced, or not main event, but a match announced there between the heels against faces there with Jinder Mahal, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. Excuse me. Facing off against Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley, and Baron Strowman. So that be how that be. And then up next, after that, was Elias facing off against Bobby Roode. Elias getting the win there. Not too much to say there, but it certainly wasn't too bad of a match. But definitely thought it was going to go one way, but it didn't. I mean, Elias, in the end, declared himself a winner because probably Real Bobby, or on Twitter at Real Bobby Roode. But Bobby Roode not being able to, because he had with some whatever breathing problem, I'm pretty sure it's kayfabe, but I don't know. Bobby Roode sold it pretty well, like it was real. I was worried for him for a moment, though I always would be worried for a superstar, whether kayfabe or not, injuries. Then you have Authors of Pain coming out there against a couple of local jobbers. You know, French is one language I do want to learn to speak. Spanish being number one. So if anybody out there has a extra copy or maybe I have to set up a PO box and send me I wouldn't say hooked on phonics, but Rosetta Stone of French or Spanish, that would be greatly appreciated. Merci beaucoup. Gracias. That would be greatly appreciated if that was the case. But anyways, it's always, I don't know, as girls or women, girls, women, girls, women, whatever, females saying, you know, they always like beyond looks and otherwise and personality, hold the conversation. Otherwise, they say, man, with an accent, you know, being exotic in that way, it'll turn on to them is a positive quality. You know, it shows them being intelligent. If they can learn more and know more than one language, beyond native language, right? Like if they like in the country of Spain, right? Has Spanish, but if you know English, German, and French, you know, it's I don't know what we're trying to do. Point being is that happened. You know, Others of Pain just destroying those two and moving right along there with the Super Collider. That was actually kind of a cool double team, you know, tag team move there. I certainly enjoyed it for that was there. Then we have Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins coming out there and promote the match. There's going to be at Backlash, being himself facing off against now SmackDown Live superstar The Miz. Finn Balor coming out saying, you're out here talking about being a fighting champion. Well, how about you show everyone that you're a fighting champion by putting that title on the line versus me right here tonight para esta noche. And then, you know, Kurt Angle somehow random. It makes the match for the main event, that being the main event match, not the 6-man tag match, but the Intercontinental Championship match being the main event. The Miz facing off against the challenger Finn Balor, one-on-one. They're the main event of Raw. They're in Canada. That was actually pretty cool. And before Seth Rollins came out there, before Finn Balor came out there, Seth Rollins brought up about his Shield brother should be the Universal Champion right now, and he doesn't want to be a champion like Brock Lesnar. He actually could be on the show, defend his title, more often than Brock ever would, and go from there. Also, I wanted to say I am having this different camera angle, or how I have my laptop, because it's more comfortable than having it on my leg and sitting there and this and that. Though it looks better, probably for viewing pleasure, but for the audience. But for me, this way is actually more less stressful, more relaxing sort of thing. But anyways, something I want to try once, or maybe the whole week, whatever, for my videos here at an angle. Maybe even the lighting's better. Who knows? You know, you just try things. And then you have Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel coming out there trying to make a 4 Horsemen team there. And instead, Seth and Finn pretty much say no. And then you have Axel and Dallas attack them there. Technically still called the Miztourage. And then after Finn and Seth shake hands, Finn sends a little message to Seth, hit him with a move there. And then Titus O'Neil explains about what happened at Greatest Royal Rumble, the best moment ever. And Baron Corbin kind of interrupting there in that backstage interview with Renee Young, just simply saying that Renee's wasting her time, talking to him. But Anyways, moving right along, Sasha Banks against Ruby Riott, one-on-one. Ruby Riott actually getting the win there, not because of Bayley coming out or helping or otherwise or whatever like you usually would see, but just losing due to the help of fellow Riot Squad members, right? In that sense, of how she took the L there. Sasha Banks has been taking many L's, and if you've been seeing her Twitter, I don't know if it's kayfabe thing, real thing, kind of a picture of these weird, somewhat cryptic tweets of hers. It seems, but in the end, I don't think that they're real. I think they're just kayfabe, and she knows what she's doing and doing her job, right? In a way, jobbing to these other wrestlers in a sense. The last couple of weeks to get to that point of maybe winning the championship or diverting our attention to somebody else, and then Sasha Banks on coming into the title picture truly, though she's not good. You think that she'd be in that picture anyways, but point being is Ruby Riott getting the win there, which I was very happy to see because you want the Riott Squad to get some momentum. New members of the Monday Night Raw brand of the roster there, of that Raw roster, the Raw brand that is Monday Night Raw. Then we had the segment with the new Busty Alexa Bliss, Moment of Bliss. It was all right. Also earlier they showed about Nia Jax getting her nameplates on her Raw title, so in its own right was pretty cool. Excuse me. Then we had that 6-man tag match, which for all the superstars that were all pretty dang good there. And then you have Strowman and the face team strong. Bobby Roode, Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns getting the win, and don't have to worry about having Roman get the pin, but technically he gets the win on the record books in that sense. So that was its own right. And then there was No Way Jose versus Baron Corbin, my boy. But Baron getting the yell, Titus O'Neil coming out there, and this time, not accidental, but on purpose, Titus slipping. I think they're just going to make this into a continuous meme gif thing of Titus O'Neil slipping and doing things incorrect. See, it was like a little overacted there. So I think that's what WWE's trying to do with Titus O'Neil there, which is, I guess, whatever. And with a distraction in a sense, No Way Jose actually defeats Baron Corbin, but we don't know. Hopefully, in the end, Baron Corbin getting this push, gonna be getting the win in the end, win the war, lost the battle here, win the war against Titus O'Neil. I mean, against No Way Jose, and probably then having a feud with Titus. But we'll see. Then we have Natty versus Mickie James, one-on-one there. Mickie James with Alexa Bliss, and Mickie James, and then Natty with Ronda Rousey. Natty getting the win over Mickie James, Ronda Rousey, and Alexa Bliss there, kind of like playing like the end of a Duck Goose game or a track, and who's going to win. They're going around the ring there, and Alexa Bliss actually is pretty quick. I mean, Rousey, yeah, she has a motor on her and running ability, but Bliss actually ran pretty dang well. I don't know, maybe she did track in high school. Maybe I know she was a cheerleader. Or maybe she did cross-country track. That'd be kind of hot and awesome because I did track and cross-country. 4 years of cross-country, 2 years of track. But anyway, I digress. And by the way, Backlash is going to be lit. Is it going to be the best review of 2018? Maybe not. But it's certainly going to be a lot better than you think. Because remember what I've been saying for a while? Take care of all your WP reviews. Treat them each with high respect that they do deserve. I mean, they are one of your many pay-per-views that you have. So if you're going to have all these pay-per-views, you might as well put 80 to 100% effort into it. Not just half-ass it all the way through and then give 120% for the main four pay-per-views. And even specifically Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. Beyond the big four in general. So now having co-branded pay-per-views being the whole thing for the whole season, that I call it, WWE season. Excuse me. Sorry about that. You're having from Backlash now to the next WrestleMania, this whole season. I'll do a branded pay-per-views. Hopefully that's the case. And I'm sure I'm going to bring that up again on Thursday before we predict Backlash. So But I do think the card is looking pretty good, pretty stacked. Only this time, just like Greatest Royal Rumble, a card that was stacked, there's this time titles actually changing hands. Not saying that has to happen. We're saying it probably will happen. And then we have the main event of Finn Balor and Titus O'Neil there. And Titus. Finn Balor, Rollins. Seth Rollins wins or changes title, and that's pretty much the way and how Raw ends there. So again, pretty good show. And hopefully you all enjoyed it. Hope you all enjoyed this review in my different angle here of the video. But either way, hope you all have a great rest of your evening. I'll be back here tomorrow night for the SmackDown Live review. And I thought Raw was pretty good, and I'll have my tweet up, welcome to reply to it, and vote. You think the show was great, good, okay, or terrible? But either way, I hope you all have a great evening, and above all else, as always, take care.